Good morning, everybody. Today is or welcome to Daily Refinement. On Wednesdays, we do the mastermind call live on YouTube. And today I want to talk about new eBay store in 2022. So I want everyone to talk about what they're going to do next year. I'm going to do something very controversial. At least I hope to just do the same thing every week next year. Just finished up the photo box final adjustments for me. So I made a video that will go live today, and you guys can see my new photo process, which is pretty exciting. And then I guess the main difference is it's a little bit larger, so I can take pictures of items that are wider or long. So my goal next year will be 1,000 listings per week all year. So I need to work in my eBay store 111 hours a week to do that. So I am testing for the first time ever. I will have someone helping me ship today. I've never done that before. So we'll see what happens. A little bit scared. So I'm taking 3 days off next week. So what I would like to do is ship with the person today, tomorrow, Friday, Monday, Tuesday. I'll be gone Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. I'm going to extend my handling time 4 days on Monday, just in case my worker doesn't know how to do it. I don't get any defects, even though I would be okay if I got some defects. I would rather not. So it's going to be exciting to see somebody else shipping for me. And I think I have maybe 10,000 items just in case I run dry in supply. So there's really no reason I can't hit my goal next year of listing 50,000 items. That should be my goal. Thank you, Linda, for the super chat. Everyone tell me, what do you want to do differently next year in your eBay store? It's a big year, and I don't know if I could do it. Could I really do the same thing all year? I don't know about that. Michelle, what do you want to do next year?
Grow.
Grow. Awesome. So where are you now? Where do you want to grow?
I'm about in my big store, I've got like 2,700 items or SKUs.
Okay.
And
Your mic's a little muffled. Is that on? Is it just me? No. Okay.
Just okay. Let me see if I can fix it.
Okay. We'll come back to you, Michelle.
Okay.
Brian, good morning. What do you want to do differently next year?
Good morning. Kind of mirroring what Michelle said, just grow, but grow slowly and manageably, and try to stay more focused. Like this year, I focused on clothing, and still occasionally have squirrel brain. So, less squirrel brain, slower growth, and just stay focused, I guess.
So one thought on the squirrel brain. Yesterday, I went to the flea market to just look at there's a 24-hour, not 24-hour, there's a 7-day a week flea market in my area. So I went yesterday to check it out, and it was during the shoe call, and Isaiah was saying maybe Chris is out there looking for super home runs. I was not looking for super home runs. I was looking for ways to make $100,000 a year. So if you keep that in focus, so this is going to be part of my push for next year. Make a goal that's exciting to you, because maybe you don't need to be passionate about what you sell, but you should be passionate about your goal at least. Like maybe, I think for everyone, is there anyone that's not excited about making $100,000 in a year? Does anyone think that that's boring? What if you had the list? Oh, Jeff thinks it's boring. Some people need a bigger goal than that, but for most people, you can. Oh, but how about an extra $100,000?
Yeah, that's good. That makes more sense.
All right, here we go. An extra $100,000 a year. Pretty much everyone can. Maybe not Bill Gates or Warren Buffett. They may not wake up. Actually, the Nintendo CEO, he said he doesn't wake up for he doesn't get out of bed for less than $10 million a year. Some people have that kind of goal. For us normal people, an extra 100K a year would be very exciting. So I think everyone needs to do that. Make a goal that's exciting, and then you'll be able to stick with it longer. I think that will help, because just getting by, you might as well just hit the snooze button. Not exciting.
See, I think Elon Musk's net worth went up more in 1 year, this past year, than Berkshire Hathaway made in revenue.
Well, that's the power of owning a company versus just moving money around. You can have more power if you make changes. If the self-driving car thing becomes a thing, then he'll definitely be the richest person in history if that becomes a thing.
Last night in the call that Tech had, he said that, next year could be tough.
Yep.
And, how do you counteract that? And
Mhm.
his advice to everyone is work 1 extra hour a day.
That 100% works. It's just that was the best advice we heard all year.
It was
It was so
He had
weird.
it was
But
really good.
I guess maybe get more out of each hour, and then also maybe work 1 extra hour. As unexciting as that is, that will work. And then just understanding that your time is limited, and next year might be. We were talking about maybe the theme of 2022 is get what you can. It might be tough. Might be a lot more resellers, but I think it'll be the opposite. To be honest, I think there will be less resellers next year. More people will find a job. Right now, the unemployment is so crazy and so many people are underemployed. I don't know though. Am I wrong? Is there not going to be new jobs for people to get?
I just think you need to protect what you have. I think that needs to be in the back of your mind always. But I think next year is one of those years where you just got to be defensive a little bit, not just offensive.
That's
but
true.
You gotta defend what you got, and you got to protect it.
I agree. Nothing is more valuable to protect than your time.
Oh, so true.
Jen, what are you going to do differently next year?
Well, I'm definitely going to employ the 1 extra hour a day because, I got a dog and me and roller skating, and that's pretty much my life. So I've got the time. But I think my a personal goal, which is going to bleed into my business goal, is just learning to be what you were talking about, being more present, being more focused at the tasks I'm doing. All of those little things that get in the way, the phone, the dog, those are I'm not going to get rid of the dog, but she's not coming here to the storage facility with me. I can't bring her anymore.
Can you even do that? You can't.
Oh yeah. They love her here. She
they
literally travels around to everyone. She's like, but it doesn't work because then I worry. I stop what I'm doing after half an hour, go out, get her, bring her back.
Yeah.
And then I'm out another 20 minutes and I'm done with that. That's inefficient use of time. It's great for the dog, but it's not good for Jen. And since she, I feed her and I need this money to feed her, then I have to be smart about my time. So little things like that and focusing when I'm here. I cannot believe the things that get in my way. This stupid cup of coffee, I should never bring it with me because I stop what I'm doing, take a sip, think, wonder about something else. Then I put it down and I've just lost 90 seconds. And it might not seem like much, but I've lost the flow of it.
The losing the flow might be significant, but that's interesting. I never thought of a coffee break literally interfering with your day, but
when it's in front of you, if I were going to say in a half an hour, I'm going to stop, go get coffee, come back and have had the coffee and then start it again. See, it's the fact that I'm breaking up that flow of listing, which is painful. It's like pulling teeth sometimes. And I'm trying to make it more enjoyable and make it more efficient and feel proud of myself. Last night during text call, I got 29 listings done. That's a lot for me. That's a lot.
That is a lot.
It is a lot. And I didn't, it only took half of his call. So I was like, wow, okay. And I was listening in the back of my head and I didn't start participating until the end of the call, but I just think the workflow is really important for me. So my goal is to be more focused next year when I'm in front of my computer listing and when I'm photographing.
Okay. I think that's a good thing to consider as far as like the eat the frog concept. Do the most difficult thing of your job first, then you can have your coffee, play with your dog after. And that will be a good way to approach it. Scripted Reality says it's not about job availability. So maybe there is plenty of jobs, just not necessarily jobs that people want. And it's going to be interesting seeing what's going on, especially with different restrictions that happen. Um, like it's just different. Michael's saying he wants to, or he thinks that sourcing, shipping, and enjoying the work is key. I could get pretty passionate about selling vacuum cleaners if I sold 10 a day. I would be so passionate about it. I would figure out how to ship them perfectly, get the right box. It would be fine, even though, I think that sales is exciting. I don't know if anybody disagrees with that. But if you wake up and you have twice as many sales as you normally have, okay. One more thing I want everyone to think about next year. Everyone has an impression rate, and everyone has a click-through rate, and everyone has a sales rate on eBay. This is on the eBay performance page. I was thinking about this yesterday. Once you know what these are, because if you're listing the same kind of items, you will know your click-through rate. You can actually guess how many items you need in your store to make a certain amount of money. So there's two ways of doing it. I made a calculator that everyone can use that you can go in and I'll show you guys real quick. Okay. I put this goal in here. Okay, so let's say you want to make an extra $100,000 next year. So Michelle was at 2,700 items. She needs to list an extra 30 items a day, right? To add $100,000 to whatever she's doing. So she wants to grow. She grows 100. That's a lot. Adding 30 listings a day is a significant amount. You can figure out the math if you're paying $5 and you're making $10, which is a bit aggressive, but this calculator will help you do it. But I want people to do the reverse this year, meaning, yes, you have a plan to list X amount, but if you look at your performance page, it will tell you the reality of what your sell-through rate is. So if you go back, so I realized that I need 7,300 views a day to reach my goal of 140 sales a day. So once you have that in mind, you're like, okay, when you list a certain item, most people don't know that you can expect a certain amount of impressions for that type of item. So that's how I'm going to be doing next year, is thinking about adding in specific items. It's easier if you add items that sell faster. And it sounds obvious, but that's how I'm going to be thinking about it. Demetrius says he's going to redefine the written down processes and keep better track of how you track your time. Yes, let's all do that. I'm going to write this down. That's really good advice. Before the end of the year, everyone take a time audit. What are you doing with your day? What do you do all week? Do you spend time with your family? Like, okay, when I worked at Lexus, my friend Shane used to say, Chris, I'm a family man. I really care about my family. That's my number one priority. And I used to always argue with him and say, your family is not your number one priority because you're at work all day. You take forever. When you sell somebody something, you convince them not to buy it and convince them to buy it over and over again. Like, just once they've decided to buy the car, move on to the next one. And what he would do is he would spend 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 hours a day socializing. But he told me that his family was his priority. And I'm like, you don't spend any time with your family. You're here till 8 p.m. every night. Where's your family time? That's not your priority. So think about where your time goes, how much time you're spending on each thing. And then whatever you say is your priority, make sure that's where your time actually goes. And then this is extra credit. Figure out where your money goes. If you know where your money and your time goes, if you were to show me your calendar and your bank account, your bank statement, I could probably guess where your priorities are. Okay. Brittany says she needs to figure out a new routine for the year. I think I can help you with that. Okay, I think, is this the right order? Customer service first. Okay, let me put this in the chat. You guys think this is the order? You do customer service first, then you do shipping, then you prep items. I guess you could prep items at any time during the day. Then you can go sourcing if you go out day to day. Photography, listing, put everything away. I think that's the schedule. Let me just put that in the YouTube chat. Just do that every day. Wake up and do that list until it's done. Let's see. Oh, this is a great topic. So Layla yesterday put in the chat, is there anybody with young kids that lists more than 20 items a day? And I put that theoretically, I know this is not true because there are different challenges with being a single parent, but I was just thinking about, okay, I've done all the work before with my baby. So what does that time-wise look like? If I had to take care of the baby, it would take 13 hours a day because I'm not good at a lot of the things. I would have to prepare all the meals. I would have to play with the baby, do all the reading, go for a walk. All that stuff added together is 13 hours. That's a lot. So that's meal prep. So if I do that and I sleep 7 hours a day, because I'm not a fan of not sleeping. So that's 20 hours. So that's only 4 hours of Netflix I could watch every day. Right. But instead of 4 hours of Netflix, the best, if I were learning how to do reselling, I would say 5 an hour is the really the lowest amount that's reasonable. If you're going to learn how to resell, learn to do at least 5 an hour, and then 10 an hour, that would be sort of the max. So Tyree is saying he has young kids and he lists 30 a day with a wife. That's great. I think that sort of the max with young kids is probably 40. If you were like really, really dialed in and the baby is on a sleep schedule and everything is like, boom, baby's asleep, straight to photograph. If you could do maybe 40 a day if you were like a robot, but I don't think that's really realistic. 20 to 30 is probably the max if you are doing it. And when you're learning, maybe 5 to 10 would be the max because you don't know. But your schedule is really important. You have to know everything related to your baby. The hardest part of my day is meal planning. That's because I don't have a process. I don't know how to do it. We have the part of it. Like I know on Sunday, we make the menu, we write down what food we want to eat that week, we order the supplies, but I'm not a pro food prepper. So it takes longer for me to figure that out. And also, if you decide to order food out, you don't know what they put in it. I don't know. It's interesting. Food is difficult for me. Jonathan says his goal for 2022 is to list 15 to 20 items per day every day. So he says the only issue is funds. That hopefully will go away quickly. Because I would say if you're selling for a year or more, usually your problem becomes time. You will run out of time, not money. Layla says she has a husband, but he's an attorney with an attorney schedule. Yeah. If you have a professional spouse, most likely they work more than 60 hours a week. Most likely. If you count the commute time, they're working 40 hours a week plus an hour to and from work. Maybe they have a lunch. That's 10, 12 hours a day. So for us, there's 2 professionals in the household. So we have to have childcare. And then we split the housework, not necessarily 50-50, but this is one of those examples where I do like Jocko Willink, and he says that the mission is the mission, and whoever has time does the mission. The mission is take care of your kid. So if I wake up and and I'm doing something, my wife will prepare the milk for the day. If she's busy, then I'll do it. So you gotta figure out what the mission is and kill it. And that probably gets in the way of most people reselling, to be honest. All the day-to-day stuff, taking care of your dog, meals, exercise, Denny says fast some days. I recommend for most people to fast at least part of the day. So I think that reminds me, a lot of people snack. So if you snack all day and you listen to what Jen said earlier, and the snacking is where have a few bites here and there. Most people list a little bit here, list a little bit there, couple photos here. You should just eat the whole meal at one time and then be done. You spread your listing out all day. That's very difficult to do it. Martha's saying, why so grim about 2022? I'm not necessarily grim about 2022. I just think that there was a lot of free money the last couple of years, and I don't know if they're going to be printing money next year. So most people who are resellers had a great year and a great last year. So next year might just be an okay year. I'm not saying it's grim. And plus, if you grow, it's going to be really powerful. Oh, Bargain, thank you for a super chat. Let's see, what's this question? Bargain, can you put your question in the chat again? And we'll go to Christine. Christine, what are you going to do differently next year?
A lot. A lot in my personal life, which isn't going to be talked about here, but also a lot here in my office. One of the things that I want to change is I think I need something, so I put it into my workspace and I don't need it. I don't need a little figurine just to make me smile. I don't. I've got the little willow thing right there because somebody gave it to me. Why is it there? I look at it and I'm like, it's collecting dust. I need to dust it. So I'm going to stop that habit of putting things in my workspace that I don't need. And that's going to be big for me because it does distract me. That's one thing that I'm going to
I mean, what do you guys think? Do you think that when you get okay, I have a picture of my wife on my desk, right? Should I get the work and then just put this away because it's distracting? What do you think? Some people do that. Some people say, you know what, when I'm at work, I'm at work. When I'm with my family. Other people, when they're at work, they think about their family. And when they're with their family, they think about work.
If you're sitting there gazing at it, then absolutely put it away. If you're sitting there daydreaming about how beautiful your wife was on that day and still now, then put it away. That thing does bug me. It does take my time away.
I got you.
Yeah,
that stuff could be motivating as well, though, because I that comes down to that why. I got pictures of my kids up, and I look at that and it motivates me to get going and get pumped,
But do you have a picture of money when you're with your kids?
No, because
to motivate you to make money when you're at work.
No, maybe
you know what I mean.
I do actually. I have like this little money bear. Where is it? But it's a little money bear with my little boy's like picture right next to it, so that way I can give it to him when he gets older.
You need to get a picture of yourself with your children at your back pocket, going for your wallet.
Yeah. Well, I heard, when you get old as a parent, your kids will ask you for money at some point. So hopefully get ready for that.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, Seth says, do you have a picture of your boss on your nightstand? Probably not. It's true.
For some pillow talk.
Yeah. I don't know I think your desk should probably be pretty clean. I don't know if you should have anything related to your family on it, because it might honestly be distracting. You might daydream. So that's true, unless your boss is the wife, which is always true. Always true. I selling cars, always have to be like, can you just come back with your wife? Why are you here by yourself? You can't make a decision on your own. Let's see here. Clay says, put a picture of your kids with the money over their face. Just in time says large meals will run your day down. I agree with that. Try not to eat large meals. That will totally mess up your day.
Hey, Chris.
Yeah.
Quick question. Have you seen Veros on Levi's before?
On new Levi's, I have.
Oh,
I haven't seen them too much on pre-owned.
I just got 4 of them on Levi's, but only one of them is new.
What models?
One is just like Levi's signature. One is
Yeah.
511, one is 580, one is 512.
So Levi's 357 series are the most counterfeited. So those could have people looking at them, and it is sometimes difficult to authenticate. I haven't had any problems with Levi's, but I've heard new. If you get one for new, it might trigger the other ones.
Ah, weird. I
Yeah.
didn't even realize Levi's was a problem.
Yeah, it can be because it's so counterfeited. That, and according to Jeff, the most counterfeited things in the world are Viagra and Levi's. Those are the top
Huh.
two. So
I mean, I'm in the Midwest, so I don't think we get a lot of counterfeits out here that way, like especially on Levi's, but maybe, who knows? I don't know.
maybe you can contest those and see if they'll do something. So I'm going to answer bargain discounts questions. So do you
Sure.
add all item specifics or only the required ones? So for me, I add the required ones that I think will become, I add the recommended ones that I think will become required. So for example, I'm in the jeans category. I add waist and inseam to every single pair, even though that's in the required. In the recommended, because I think eventually they may require what the waist measurement is. So also another question is if the size doesn't match the measurements, what do you do? I put the measurements in the item specifics and I put what's on the tag and the title. If it's way off, and I don't list it, I don't have time for that. If it says size 12 and it fits like a size 16, I don't want that in my store.
Trisha had a good point about Levi's. Travis, do you have international
Oh,
shipping or
international
DSDN?
shipping.
Yes, I do have international shipping.
That's the problem, I bet.
Wow.
Oh, because I ship internationally, they get
Yeah,
mad about.
because there's a distributor agreement in other countries and that map pricing. So if you're selling them below their price, you're going to get hit with the barrel.
So just on all Levi's don't ship internationally?
Well, I have a bunch of Levi's new with tags and pre-owned up, and I have no international shipping on anything right now, and I have no issues so far. Knock on wood.
That's
All
that's a
right.
great tip.
That's good to know.
I know people who sell Nike have that problem too. Like you can
Do you think?
Go ahead.
Do you think I could in danger of losing my account?
Most likely not.
Okay, they just
Yeah,
take
no.
them down and
They'll take them. You'll get strikes against you, which I believe that strikes fall off once a year, but I don't have any proof.
okay.
So I think you can get a few. I've had a few. I had a Kevin Durant shirt taken down by the NBA, and says NBA on it. It doesn't look fake to me. So I don't know why that shirt would be counterfeited, but it's I think that they do offer some. The only problem would be if like I don't really see people losing their account for Vero unless it's very high dollar amount. Unless you guys have seen like if you're selling PlayStations or Xboxes, those accounts get suspended, but not too often with a few here and there of clothing brands. And people are asking in the chat which brands get Vero. All of them do. There might be an example of a Vero on every single brand. They can tell the verified rights owner can take down a listing if they ask eBay, because eBay is going to believe the brand, not you. You could put like a video of you buying it from a Levi's store, go home, list it, and they could still say it's counterfeit. So you don't have, even the Real got sued by Chanel because Chanel said, you can't authenticate Chanel, only we can. And they won. So you can't, technically a brand can remove your listing no matter what.
So a question about that, Chris, please.
Yeah.
If you get a Vero and they take your listing down,
Yeah.
So I had a Vero when I was just starting, and that's when I was still using stock photos. I used a stock photo from White House Black Market. They took the listing down, and I never relisted that item, and I never even bought any White House Black Market again after that. So will it be okay for me to relist White House Black Market but use my own pictures, or I cannot list those anymore?
So or the same advice as before, you can list White House Black Market with your own photos and they can still take it down. I list White House Black Market. It's one of the brands that I sell. I don't use stock photos for anything. I use stock photos on Quiz. What are those things called? The KitchenAid mixer that everyone has. I found one, listed it with a stock picture. I got a Vero violation in like 10 minutes. Like they said you, and what that is they have a scanner that scans for their photos. If you use their photos, which they probably spent $800 taking that photo. And I stole it from them. So they removed my listing. So you can't use stock photos ever. This is why I'm surprised that there are some websites that let you use stock photos more than others. And I don't know why those sites are allowed to do that, because eBay should just make the rule no stock photos on pre-owned items. If it's new, I still don't think you should use stock photos, because the brand can always come after you because they own the photo. So
I mean,
Amy-
don't you
Go ahead.
don't you think it's a good policy though to just not use stock photos? I mean,
Yeah,
these rules
definitely.
are tighter and tighter, and if we're going to have to list everything from soup to nuts, we should not be using other people's photos. We need to again protect our business and get our own photos up there.
Yeah.
I don't think you should use stock either.
I didn't know that. I didn't know White House Black Market is a sub brand of Chico's, or the same company. So I guess Chico's also notorious for but it's so easy to take your own photos. So I don't know why people would use stock photos, because also if you want a surefire way of increasing your return rate, use stock photos, because it does not look like that on the person. It doesn't. You do not have that body. You don't have perfect lighting or Photoshop. When you put that dress on, it's not going to look like that. It's going right back in the mail. I would rather and I sell mainly women's clothing. So I would say under promise. The feedback you want to get is looks way better than I thought, in my opinion, because that's not going to get returned. Has anyone had any problems sending items to Newcastle, Delaware? I don't think so. George said he quit his job to resell full time, having a job interfered with his time. I mean, usually that's the case, but as long as you resell full time, 40 hours of productivity, you will most likely be fine. And someone in the chat is saying, if it's your photo, it's your content. That's not true if it's not your brand. The only way that your photo belongs to you is if you made that item. If you take a picture of a pair of Jordans, that's still their brand. They still own the item. They can still remove it if they think it's fake. Let's see. There are some. Mick Jodo is asking about a scam freight forwarding company. There's lots of scams on eBay, but if you add up all those scams, it still should be less than 1% of your sales. So I wouldn't worry about it too much. Don't treat 90% of your business like the 1% of your business. Let's see. How do you refresh your items? So you shouldn't have to refresh your items. And I recommend, if you're just starting, when you list your first 100 items, if you're not getting more than one sale a day, then don't grow. Go back and fix your 100 listings till you're getting at least one sale a day, because it's easy to fix your store when you're small. Everyone that's worried about being small, don't be worried about being small. Be worried about being big and your items don't sell. That's the worst thing that can happen. Let's see. Yeah, I don't recommend using stock photos ever. And if you sell brand new items, I still wouldn't use stock photos, because if you sell brand new items, then you only need 2 pictures, the one picture of it and the picture of the UPC code. That's pretty much it. The people know what it is. You don't need that many pictures for a toothbrush or coffee maker, because they're going to, at least for me, I research the item on Google anyway before I buy it on eBay. So I
Scan the
didn't.
barcode.
What's up?
I scan the barcode with like Google on my phone.
Mm-hmm.
Like I have to scan it on Walmart, Amazon, and Google before I'll even attempt to look at where it is, like contemplate buying it. because I want to find the best price on it.
So there's something that's a great tip, Patty. People in the chat are talking about people stealing your photos for your items. If you're selling pre-owned items, then no problem. Steal my photos. Doesn't matter because your item is not the same as my item. So you're going to get returns if you steal pictures of mine. If you're selling brand new items and people steal your photos, I mean, you could watermark them, but in my opinion, if you're selling things that sell quickly, there's no point in wasting time doing that. So somebody will spend 10 minutes messaging eBay saying, please have this person take their photos down because they took my photos. In that same 10 minutes, you could have listed 5 items and made $50. So you lost $50 chasing somebody's photos for no reason when it doesn't matter. It's like, there's no way to prevent competition unless you start your own website. Carl did 17,000 in his first 6 months. Great work. Yeah. So Justin says balance is the key to having a job and selling on eBay and family. I would say that there is no other option than you have to do well at all of it. If you don't do a good job with your family, your business will eventually suffer. If you don't do a good job with your business, your family will eventually suffer. So sorry, everyone listening right now, you have to do both. You have to be good at your family and you have to be good at your business and you have to take care of yourself or you won't be able to do either of those things. Let's see. Is Delaware a tax-free state? Is that why there's a lot of freight forwarding there? Does anybody know? There's a lot of freight forwarding in Oregon. There's a lot of freight forwarding. Okay.
No, I don't know if it's tax free, but we have a lot of laws for business there.
Yeah. Yeah, this is Alex has a great example. It's like arguing a parking ticket. So here, parking tickets are $70. To contest a parking ticket would take minimum 3 hours. You've got to go on the website, whatever that website is. You've got to put together some kind of case for why you don't deserve that parking ticket. Then you have to submit it and you have to wait for them to determine whether or not that is a valid excuse. And then here you have to go in and talk to somebody about it. So it's like, there's no way that is worth it. And somebody stealing your pictures is not worth, it's not even worth 15 minutes of your time. So Royal is even talking about going one step further and copywriting your photos. That could be the biggest waste of time I've heard all year. That's like, can you imagine spending that much time for someone stealing your photos on eBay and it doesn't matter? That might win non-issue of the year. Everybody loves issues. Somebody stealing your photos is up there with non-important issues. So here's the thing. Let's say somebody steals your photos and your item is priced too high. Your item will never sell. So it's just about, I don't know, having the best deal. I don't think you should worry about people stealing your photos. People steal everything from everyone. And it's just part of life. Girl on Fire is asking if she can sell Uggs on eBay. You can sell anything on eBay. Will it get removed? Depends on the brand. Like even within one brand, there's 9 million Levi's on eBay right now or something like that. And Travis had his removed, but there's still 9 million other ones. So why were his removed? You don't really know. The circumstances are different. And it's also, that's like the entry-level job at a law firm. So if you were to go work for Levi's in-house, they would say, okay, first job, go on to eBay and look for fakes. They send an email to eBay. eBay gets the email. They remove all those listings. No questions asked. So, basically, I think Levi's is the most valuable clothing brand in the world. They have, if you look at Amazon and when you scan a pair of Levi's, I've seen multiple Levi's items in the top 10 on Amazon for ranking in clothing. That's crazy. Can you imagine? You could sell like hundreds or maybe thousands of pairs a day if you had that in stock, but I don't think you can get ungated in Levi's. I mean, you could, but I mean, like the distributor is usually Levi's on Amazon. I don't know. It's a really difficult one. Let's see. Claire says her word for 2021 was consistency. All right. Word for 2022 will be focus. I want that in my coffee in the morning. Consistency and focus. That would be great. And if okay, this is great. You're supposed to ask everyone that you care about what you want to be known for. Right? So I care about Annika. So if she asks her loved ones, what do I want to be known for? And they say, you know what you're known for? Being inconsistent and unfocused. Then that's a horrible way. That does
They
not
say
look
that.
good.
That actually happens. Totally.
No, but that's not, that should not be on your tombstone, right? So, but if they said you were focused and consistent, like if your kid says, you know what, my parents are always there for me. What else can you do as a parent than have them say that? That's like the best. So, or your kid could say, you know what, when I needed my parents, they were never there. They were never there for me. That's the worst thing ever. So, what do you guys want to be known for in 2022? Think about it right now. I want your spouse to be like, who are you? So Kristen says Amazon has Levi's on lock. Okay, Juan is asking, what's better, free shipping or make the customer pay for it? So either way, the customer is paying for it. Because before they click buy it now, they agree to the total price. So ultimately it does not matter. But if you charge for shipping, then you don't have to pay for return shipping, or you don't have to pay for the original shipping when it's buyer remorse. And that can add up. So if you can't afford to absorb all of those fees, then don't offer free shipping. Best Buy, Target, they can afford free shipping, free returns. Most small sellers cannot. I can't. I would rather have just free returns and not free shipping. And the only reason why free returns works so well is because eBay subsidizes it. They give you a discount if you offer free returns, which should equal more than your returns. Chris says he charges for shipping, but sells in many categories. Yep. In some categories, you have to have free shipping. It's just so competitive. Like iPhone chargers. You should probably be like $5.99 free shipping. Do you really want to be 99 cents plus $4 shipping? I think that would hurt you in the rankings. Delaware says there's very few. Scripted Reality says there's very few restrictions in Delaware, so it's easy for foreign companies to establish U.S. headquarters there. Interesting. Yeah, Chris, people do search free shipping. Let's actually go over this because I think people maybe they don't know. So let's look. Let's look for something. Let's look for a pair of Gucci loafers. All right. 4,445 pairs of Gucci loafers. I'm a free shipping, free returns kind of guy today. So I'm going to come down here and scroll for, I want to pay free shipping. All right. Already eliminated 3,100 people. Now let's come down and click free returns. Boom. Only 305 people. 305 listings out of 4,000 something. So over 90% of listings are now gone because I am an Amazon Prime shopper and I only want free shipping, free returns. I'm size 12. Guess what? Not too many options, right? Only 11 options here. So I'm going to scroll through and look. So how would I look? Right now I'm looking at pictures. Looks like everyone uses white background. So that's like kind of the standard for, let me click men's. Wow, down to 6 pairs now. So what you're trying to do as a seller is try to make sure you're not eliminated from the results. So I come down here and click, you know what, I only want new. So I just went from 4,000 something all the way down to just 2 pairs. So your goal, see these little check marks right here? This is why it's important to fill out your item specifics correctly. Because if any one of these are wrong, your listings will not show up. So here we have the only 2 listings. Make sure you have the right keywords. I would say these are excellent photos because they don't look super whitewashed. That looks like a true color to me. I think if you sell luxury goods, maybe you want to go the route of white background. Looks more professional. And isn't this crazy that this is always the Gucci seller I talk about, hotter, cooler? I wasn't even doing this on purpose, and this person showed up. And if I wanted to play the luxury game, I would just copy this store, hotter, cooler. If you search for Gucci, they have, I think, $500,000 worth of Gucci invested in their store. If you go to the outlet, you can buy these sneakers for about $150 to $180 during the holiday sale. This is a listing where they made up their own listing. They made their own multi-quantity listing from going to the outlet with 4 different loafers. Also, pro tip, every year they'll come out with the same loafer in a different color. So you could just add it to your listing, and you can see they sold 51 already. This is a free shipping, free return store. So this is a big store. They're basically giving the customer every single trick in the book. They have the markdown. They don't have a coupon, but they have a combined shipping order discount. And so is this person going to get mad when you steal their photos? No, they're not. They don't care. They're not going to spend 15 minutes emailing you saying, please remove my photo. They don't care. And these photos are excellent. So something to consider. This is really good because Gucci sizing is really awkward and they know that. So they put in here, this is actually, let me go back to the other one. Wow. Look at how good this is because, okay, I searched for US 12 and this is the pair that showed up right here. I think this is the pair, but this is the, this is as good as they can do to reduce returns, making it really clear that I'm a US 12, but that's a Gucci size 11. It's too fancy for me, but that's how you would shop. So as if you've never shopped on eBay, I'm sorry, the more you shop on eBay, the better seller you would be because you'll understand what stuff is important and not. Also, I don't know if this is true or not. I think only 4% of sellers offer free returns. Michelle, I don't know if you heard any statistics in any of the eBay calls. It's very rare, actually, that people offer free returns.
It's not a lot, and eBay is pushing it a lot less now. Like
Why
they're
is
not. I think they realize that no one's going to do it. Either no one's going to do it, or it didn't work out as far as conversion. So
I don't know why that is. It's interesting.
Have you noticed that they're not talking about it though?
They're not talking about it.
They don't talk about free shipping anymore.
Or free returns.
No.
What are they
But
talking about?
I always lose money when I do free shipping, so I just don't do it.
Yeah, interesting.
Because customers don't factor that in when they make offers. So if you have best offer, it's really, really hard to have free shipping, in my opinion.
Mick Jotto said that another popular YouTube reseller put out a video about Newcastle and a lot of people who were scammed. I don't comment on other YouTubers anymore. That was the old me. And also what I want people to focus on is the 99% of things that help you. So if you have a bigger store next year than you did this year, you'll make more money. So let's just do that and not worry about, I don't need to watch any YouTube. I know that's true. If you have twice as big a store next year and you only list good items, you'll make more money next year. Boom. You don't need to buy a course or join our mentorship. Just write that down. Have a bigger store next year. Call it a day. You can just delete your YouTube subscription. Don't log in anymore. You don't need any more advice. Let's see. Jonathan's doing it right in the chat. I think I recommend charge for shipping, reasonable amount, and free returns. So white background, not white background, that's fine. That doesn't whatever makes you happy is my answer for photos. Okay. And if you want to go one step higher, whatever makes the customer happy. So in it to flip, it says the last 2 calls to eBay, he or she was pushed hard on free returns. I think that that's true. I sell used clothing. I'm pretty sure most people, when they get it, they're not that excited and they don't return it. I have free returns and they're just too lazy. Philip?
Yeah, I have a question about like a recent return.
Yep.
I don't know if you could help me, but so I shipped out these like doll boots to this lady, and then she sent me a picture with like the poly bag completely ripped open, and like a piece of paper from the USPS saying like we're sorry, we like the one they typically give people when they damage
we
a
screwed
package.
up. Yep.
Yeah, but it looks like somebody just opened it to like open the package, not like it was ripped on accident. And I guess she's assuming that they sent her an empty poly bag, which I guess would just float away in the wind or something. And she's claiming that she did not receive it. Do you think it's just better just bite the bullet and give her a refund? Or it was like probably like a $12 total sale.
I've only gotten that notice one time, and I think I just threw it away and just refunded them, but I don't know if there's a better way to do it.
Yeah, I spoke with eBay and they were like, we don't know what to do.
Michelle?
And I feel like,
Is there a tracking number on that letter? There should be.
I could check. It looked like a generic letter because I've gotten it before, but it didn't. I feel like the lady's kind of like fishing at her like a refund because the polybag looked completely destroyed, and then the USPS paper did not look like that bad.
Huh.
But I'll look on
Well,
the paper.
it wouldn't. The USPS paper wouldn't look that bad because they would have put that in afterwards. But I thought they had a tracking number on those, so you could verify that that was the package. Otherwise, she could just use the same letter on every single package that she gets.
Yeah, that's what I kind of figured too. Because she was like, she messaged me the shoes were not here, so you could either refund me or send me a replacement. So I was like kind of suspect, I guess. But that's a good point, though. I'm gonna look into that. Thank you.
Yeah.
It's in that case, I might report the buyer if it looks suspicious and the tracking number wasn't on there, because we all need to do our part and report bad buyers. Yeah. Michelle,
You could report the buyer and do a refund too, because it's a waste of time. Like,
Yeah, definitely.
Fighting this fight for $12 is like, go list 5 things.
I agree.
Michelle's saying, what's my advice if you run out of space for inventory? That's a great question. I don't know. I would say that I don't want to run out of space anymore, so I just get a space that's bigger than I need. But I think that that's probably not good advice if you're at home. What do you do at home if you run out of space? Sell items faster?
Yes.
I don't
That
know.
can reorganize.
You could
can
reorganize.
So I used to use shelves, and I would use the shoe boxes from USPS.
Mm-hmm.
Every row would hold 12 of them. Once I got over 1,000 active on shoes, I switched to bins. So I transferred them. So I went from holding 12 per row to holding 24. That immediately doubled the space.
Yeah, I agree with that. You basically just graduate to the next level. So you go from pile on the floor to different boxes to shelves and then external space. Everyone just graduates to the next system.
Yeah, that's exactly what I did.
Yeah.
Dana, I have a question for you. Well, not actually a question, a request, please. Can you please send a link to the CPL filter you were talking about? I've been looking on Amazon, but all the ones I was finding were for like regular cameras. A CPL filter.
Oh, the filter. Okay.
Thank you.
Don says, buy a big house with a big shed. That's good. That's a good one. You could source smaller items. Let's see. So Heather is saying, if someone scammed you 12 times for $12, is that worth your time? This is again 1% thinking. I have 10 returns a day. It doesn't bother me. So it doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. And Alex is saying, how can you get scammed 12 times by the same person? This is the part where you could spend 90% of your day worrying about nothing, or just focus on listing more items. This channel is a little bit boring because it's the same topic every day. We're just trying to get more items up next year, and then it will solve most problems. I'm not inviting scammers to come to my store, but it's like there's not that many. It's not that many. There's really not that many scammers. It doesn't round to 1%. It's way less than 1%. It also depends on what you sell. Are you selling only stock photo brand new items? That's like inviting a lot of scammers. If you sell used Merona, probably no one wants to scam you, right? Hopefully not. Unless there's a scam ring for Merona that I don't know about, and they love getting free $6 used jeans. Then go for it. Then in that case, maybe I do want those scammers in my store to remind me not to pick that brand up. Doesn't work.
What are you doing, Prim? It's cold out there.
We've got. Okay, let's see. When you're in a room, are you a hoarder? What do you guys think? I don't think so. Maybe you're just growing.
I just moved into my living room. Ran out of room, put shelves there.
I love it. No, I got a message from someone saying they sleep in the kitchen now. All their bedroom is full. All the other rooms are full. So they just do what you got to do when you're in grow mode. Sleep in the kitchen.
As long as it's for sale, it's okay.
Yeah, that's true.
If you're sleeping in the kitchen and your house is full of stuff that's not for sale, then there's a problem.
Twice this year, I have been asked, what size yardstick should I buy? I've gotten some really awesome questions this year. It's been a trip. Okay. Tom says it was cheaper to rent the house with a 5-car garage than a warehouse. Man, Tom, where do you live where a 5-car garage house is cheaper than a warehouse? That's crazy. That'd be like $20,000 a month here. Yeah, Seismic and Eyeball, the more interesting your items, I would say the less scams there are. Aaron says, if somebody is a pain once, just block them. I agree. I wouldn't recommend blocking anyone that opens a return. I don't agree with that, because sometimes legitimately they didn't like the item. And if you offer a good return experience, they might buy from you again. So don't block every return. Don't block people who ask you questions. Come on now. That's petty. They just want to know more. Go ahead.
Quick question, since we're at 10 o'clock.
Yeah.
Are the regular calls going on today? I know Linda was going to be on vacation.
Yeah, no Linda today. But Michelle, you're on? Michelle's on.
Great. Thank you.
Yeah. And the podcast is recording an hour earlier today. So we want to make a little bit more room for the $99 tier folks. So podcast is an hour earlier today, and same room for that. Let's see. Somebody's asking, should I get a softbox or a ring light? I found the link finally for the lights that are magnetic. Let me get it. It took forever. I think I've been looking for these lights for a year. Here are the lights that I'll put in the chat that are magnetic and you can stick. So if you get a metal shelf, I think this is the best photo box idea. Get a metal shelf, put these magnetic LED lights wherever you want around them, and you have your own photo box done. Indestructible. You can adjust the shelf height to whatever height that you want. And now you're done.
Are you adding anything to it, or do you feel like that's sufficient with that set?
No, that's sufficient. Oh, I did add a piece of diffusive paper on top of it so that it softens the lighting a little bit. Let me see. Let me pull up the, I think I can get it before I go. Okay. So let's see if I can find it. This video is going to release in a couple of hours. So this is the old photo box that I have right there in the back, but it was too skinny. So I rebuilt it inside of this Husky shelf. And let me see if I can get the diffusing paper. It might be, yeah, here. So I put this diffusion paper over the lights. And that made it, makes the light really soft. You can adjust it how you go. And then I used insulation board in the back. And I have some footage of me at Home Depot getting it. Anyway, you guys can watch the video today. But the foam board was great. That's actually the best material I have seen. It's fairly inexpensive. You can cut it to the exact size that you need. Let's see. Oh, let's see. 2022, somebody wants to renovate half their 2-car garage. I like that. Interesting. Oh, Just in Time is saying it's different offering free shipping on a pair of loafers versus a set of hubcaps. That's true. Imagine the return shipping on hubcaps, probably a couple $100. So anyway, for every category, it's a little bit different. I don't want to make this disclaimer, but for every single thing that I say, there is an obvious exception, right? If something is not like, there's always an obvious exception. Like I say offer free returns, but what about people who only scam you? Do you offer them free returns? No, those people you block. So anyway, hope everyone's having an awesome day. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Linda is off today, but we do have the women's clothing call today, and the podcast is recording an hour earlier. Appreciate everyone. See you guys next time.